Hi guys! In today's video I'll be showing you how I got this cut crease makeup look with the glitter liner. I really think the glitter liner added a little pop to the makeup look, and I'm obsessed with orangey neutral colors. So I really love how this makeup look came out. If you guys would like to see how I got this makeup look, then just keep watching. So first I'm going to start off with my base. I am using MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Next I'm going to go in with this Violet Voss palette, and I'm going to take the colors Are You Kidding Me and Hashtag. And I'm going to take this on an angled brush and just start carving out my crease. So I'm going to carve right above where my crease is. That way when I close my eyes you'll be able to see it as well as when I open it. So I'm just going to start carving it in the shape of my eye, and then I'm going to go ahead and map out the wing as you can see right here and connect it to the top part that I carved out. I hope that makes sense. If not, you can just watch what I'm doing right here and follow along. Now I'm going to take Wine and Dine and go over that again just to darken it up a little bit, because I realized that that color was just a little light for me. So I'm just going to go back in and do that and then buff it out with a blending brush. You want to do this before you start carving your eye. I just didn't. So I did do the other eye. I blended it before I started carving. That's how you want to do it, so you don't blend that line away. Then I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is a MAC pencil brush, and I'm just going to start blending that color upward. And then I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and take the color Bestie from the Violet Voss palette and start blending it up towards my brow bone and diffusing it. Now I'm going to take Brownie Points and Teddy Bear, and I'm going to carve out that cut crease one last time just to really make it precise and darken it. And again, this whole process is just blending and redoing what you did just to your liking so that you can have it as dark as you like it. And that's basically what I keep doing, going back and forth between the colors and blending. Now I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn, and I'm going to start carving out my cut crease. So I started using the actual little container thing that it came in, but I needed something that was a little more precise and something that was a little more flatter, so I took this concealer brush. This is a no-name concealer brush, and I'm just going to use this to carve out my cut crease. To set that concealer, I'm going to be using the color Thanks a Latte, and I'm going to pat that all over my eyelid. This will also act as a base as well as a nice wash of a kind of like a pale white color, but since I applied that LA Girl Pro Concealer, it doesn't look too white on my skin tone, so I really like how this came out. Now I'm just going to go in with a liquid lipstick by House of Uni. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Peanut Butter, but I will list it down in the description box. But I'm just going to use that color, and I'm going to connect that to the edge of the cut crease and then come back down and complete my winged liner. Now I'm going to go in with this NYX Glitter Glue. It's a glitter primer. This is going to act as a base on top of that liquid lipstick for my glitter to adhere to. So I'm just going to apply that with a thin brush all over the liner. And I'm going to take this pigment, glitter pigment by Star Crushed Cosmetics, I believe. And I'm just going to pat that all over where I applied that NYX Glitter Primer. And then just to get a better idea of how this look is going to look when it's all complete, I'm just going to go ahead and carve out that wing liner so that everything is nice and precise. And I'm going to use a flat definer brush. This brush is from Sigma. For my lashes, I'm going to go in with Queen Bee by Koko Lashes, and I'm going to go ahead and apply those off camera. So for my face, I'm going to use the NYX Hydrating Primer, and I'm also going to be using the Inglot primer. The hydrating one I used all over my face, and then the Inglot one I just used on my nose area, the areas where I get the most oily. And then I'm going to apply my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 355. I'm going to go ahead and buff that in with a e.l.f. buffing brush, and then I'm going to pat all of that in with a damp beauty blender to make sure everything is really nice and blended. So I have these Stila eyeshadows that I haven't used in a really long time, so I just wanted to crack them back out just to kind of change up my routine a little bit. They're extra creamy and thick, and I really love using them. I just have other things that I prefer, but I just wanted to pop this back out since it's been in their drawer for a while. This is the color Deep, and I'm just going to tap that all over the areas where I need extra coverage, and then press that in with a damp beauty blender. To highlight, I'm going to be using Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I can't remember the name of the shade. I'm sure I've said it in a previous video, but I will also list it in the description box for you guys to see. But this is just going to act as a highlight, so I'm just going to apply that to under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my chin, and then I'm going to press that in with a damp beauty blender. Now I'm going to just go on ahead and conceal the concealer. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Loose Free Shine Powder in the shade Medium, and I'm going to go ahead and pounce that all over the areas where I apply the concealer, and then I am going to buff that extra powder away, as well as add a little bit of color back to the rest of my face with a little bit of L'Oreal True Match Pressed Powder. Now I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Tan to Deep contour kit. You know, this is a favorite that will never go away, and I just am so in love with this product. But this is what I am using to just add some color back into my face, to my cheeks and my forehead, and then I'm going to add a little bit of contour with the espresso color from the exact same palette. So now I'm going to be using my favorite blush. This is by Sleek Cosmetics, and as you can see, I've hit pan. I'm just going to use the angle contour brush to just blush up my cheeks. And now I'm going to go in with So Hollywood highlighter. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and apply that with a tapered highlighter brush by Sigma. And then I'm just going to set my face with my Skindinavia setting spray, and then press all of that in with a damp beauty blender just to make sure there are no excess powders sitting on top of my face. So moving back on to my eyes, I'm going to take the shade Teddy Bear and a smudge brush by Sigma, and I'm just going to go ahead and buff that right underneath my lash line. And then I'm going to take the color Hashtag and just blend that out so that it's a real nice seamless look. This will also help with that dark color not being too harsh. Now I'm just going to take a NYX eyeliner. I can't remember the color, but I know I use it in a lot of my videos. It's just a flesh tone color that matches my waterline with a little bit of metallic finish. So I'm just going to apply that in my waterline because I don't want this look to be too dark or too heavy. So I'm just going to go in with that. And then I'm going to apply my mascara. This is L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I'm just going to use that on my bottom lashes. Now for my lips, I'm going to be using Coco Loco by Jordana, and I'm just going to line and slightly fill in my lips. And then I'm going to go in with, I believe this is Echo Park or Platform. I think it's Echo Park by Colourpop. I will list it in the description box, but I'm just going to tap that all over my lips just to give it a nice wash of color. And then I'm going to take this lighter color by Colourpop as well and apply that in the center of my lips and then just dab it in. This will really help with making your lips look like they are more pouty than they really are, as well as making them look fuller. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please also subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think about the makeup look, and also leave other suggestions or anything else that you would like me to talk about, review, makeup looks, inspired looks, anything like that. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.